like that I've ripped from YouTube and downloaded to my phone.
Oh, yo. No. Yeah. Welcome to the Dresden Files podcast. Whoa.
Thanks,
From
YouTube.
YouTube?
What? They should appreciate the plug.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But it's a pain in the ass because it
I
won't
get
play
it?
the next song. I have to manually do it myself. So it's like, all right, whatever. Small
Oh,
price to pay
That's
for
even
free
the
music.
point.
I'm sure there's a better way of going about handling.
Oh, there is.
these.
But it's just if it's an app that requires like the internet, and then I have to be on Wi-Fi at the gym as opposed to just playing the song without having to worry about it. It's like
Sure.
whatever.
For me, it's Two Towers, man. So, yeah, I went to a birthday party that
I was gonna say
required
the
like an
album.
hour and a half of driving, and was just listening to Frodo and Sam cook and run from the Nazgul. That's apparently.
Now, when you say
Where
cook, do
we're
you
at.
mean it like a Gen Z or like they're cooking, or do you mean it like
I'm just
they're
saying that there
cooking
was a
food?
brace of coney.
Let him cook.
There may have been some taters and some herbs and spices. So
It's too bad it's not
Cooking.
this episode.
I love potatoes. Sam is my spirit.
That'll be
animal.
next week.
There we go.
We'll get there next week. Because
Potatoes
this week
are
we're supposed to be
very
talking. Potatoes are wonderful. This week we're supposed to be talking about more fan casting.
And we're supposed to be doing a lot of things that we don't do.
hold on.
Oh,
True.
great. Now
Where's
he
the Marconi?
now he's thinking
Putting
something.
more. Yeah.
He's casting a rabbit as Marcone.
The
A
taters,
rabbit and a potato.
Hendrix.
Yes, Hendrix he's a baked potato because he's a redhead.
Exactly.
Wait, what? Why does that make sense?
It just does because it sounds good.
He's a redhead, so he's a baked potato?
Don't think about it too hard, man. So look, are we going to do your two boyfriends, or are we going to continue down the list of,
Wait.
additional?
We could start with listens to wind. I think
Oh,
that would be
okay.
a good place.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I don't
You know
I
what
just
I'm
don't-
talking about. Something,
knows.
something, a locker scene, something, shipping,
Oh,
they're in
God.
each other's underwear, literally, apparently. So,
Is that why she wanted to cast the Supernatural brothers before
No,
we got here?
God.
right? Yeah. That I would get down for that if you cast, Padalecki as, Harry, and then I can't
Jensen
remember
as
his name.
Thomas.
Yeah, like no. I was thinking Marcone. Like
Sure,
I think
yeah.
it'd be funny to have them on opposite ends of that, but yeah.
It would.
So,
That wouldn't be the worst casting ever. I don't think it's the best, but you could do that with the two of them. They're decent enough actors on their own right.
right. Let's see. So yes, I want my entire screen. That screen. There we go.
All
Because I'm
screens.
the pictures guy. Apparently, even though I'm not signed into IMDb, this is what cookies gets you, because they seem to know, like, hey, you should watch these shows. I'm like, have watched these shows. Like,
They
some
know
of
you.
them
You
even
said something
very
about Star
recently.
Trek 10 minutes ago into
was
the
gonna
mic,
say.
and now
Right, it was
Stringer
listening.
knows and hears, and everything is listening to you. And so that was exactly
Yeah, the
what I'm
recommends
saying.
don't really impress me when they recommend something I've already seen. That's not
Right.
you're not
Right.
really doing your job.
Yeah, exactly. So we've got, I don't know. I would recognize some of these guys, but I don't necessarily can't put names to faces. So this is listens to wind. So to pull some of these up,
Mhm.
I was doing some other research, so we'll use this tab. So, let's see.
Be
What
careful.
brand?
Research.
Tabbing is dangerous when you
Holy
don't remember
cow.
what's there.
This guy, which like I can't even tell you what some of these people have been in. So
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what
I put on
IMDb
Brian
is for.
Springer because I've seen him
Right.
in a trash TV show recently, but
One of these-
he's got a good vibe about him. Oh, he could be a good listen to him.
one of these guys was from Predator, right? Or Prey. So
Probably the youngest
okay.
one.
So
No.
if
yeah,
not,
he's been in a
we-
bunch of
we
stuff.
should go farm that. Yeah. So well, yeah, but it's like okay, Twilight, haven't seen it. Rango wouldn't know his face. Like
I know he was in House of Cards for a
Yellowstone.
little bit.
so.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I haven't seen Yellowstone, but it's getting enough press. I almost feel like I should. This
I was
guy-
considering that until it got 50 spin-offs, and I'm like, no, once that happens, I know it's not going to be any good. No.
Really?
No,
Well,
no,
that's a hot take, but it's getting a bunch of spin-offs. Like, that's interesting.
Oh, it has at least 2 already. One of them's got Harrison Ford and I think Helen Mirren in it. That's their newest spin-off that just started.
For Yellowstone?
Yeah. There's Yellowstone, like 1861 or whatever. I think that has why am I blanking on his name? Mustache guy with the gravelly voice that everyone loves.
Ellis?
You have any idea how little that narrows that down?
You know,
So Sam Elliott?
Tombstone. Sam Elliott. Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Ellis to
Yeah.
Elliott is where I got
Yeah.
stuck.
Yeah,
I think he's in that, but I could be wrong.
and I was.
And then they
definitely
came out with
thinking-
another one of Harrison Ford and Helen Mirren. It's like 1903 or 6 or some shit.
I have not seen any Yellowstone, but it seems like a show I would check out. But I read about why they're doing like so much spin-off stuff. It's apparently because Yellowstone's gotten really popular,
Yes.
and from what I understood, I don't remember the names, but one TV channel has like the rights to the whole Yellowstone franchise thing, but sold the rights to someone else to the main show, so they can't milk it. So they're making spin-offs that they can milk.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a Paramount, or it was Paramount
This
TV or whatever, or that's where
That
it is
guy's
now.
got the hair. That's
Yeah.
Right?
great.
Okay,
He's
well, I
got the
remember
hair.
seeing this guy, but I thought he was in Prey, but I guess not. So
I don't recognize this
But-
one, but I think that's the one I put up there. I think he was in
I was gonna say-
Westworld.
this guy,
I think so. If unless
Tom?
I'm mixing him up with a different, I don't remember the name. I just remember the face. But there's a guy that was in Westworld as one of the
This
Indian
guy.
characters, and he was just it was pretty good.
okay,
Uh,
Reservation Dogs, but yeah, I don't know. This is just like obviously they used a lot of Native American actors, so I was like, if you haven't seen this one, there'd be,
Oh, yeah.
See, I thought
Very
so.
cool.
Yeah. Well, how did I miss it here?
It's not there.
Oh, because it's not his
you're-
actor credits.
Yeah, because you're looking
Oops.
at actor.
There we go. Yeah.
Expect what you look
I-
at to
I
make
was-
sense.
Yeah, I was pretty sure. Yeah, because I couldn't tell you this character, right? Because there's only like 3 to 5 of the characters from Prey that kind of stuck out in any kind of way. Which was mainly the main chick and her brother. So it's like I couldn't tell you this guy, but it's like I feel like Listens to Win should be a little soft spoken, but also have gravitas. So like some of these guys, I'm like not really sure, because when he's going to tell you that he's going to kick your ass up between your ears, you got to believe that he's going to kick your ass up between your ears. So, that's kind of where I want, it. But yeah, this guy certainly had the look, I feel like
He has
so,
the hair.
right? AKA the look.
Wigs exist,
It
right?
matters. I know, yeah, but like he did it already. You don't need to do the work for it. It's
As if they
Right.
wouldn't do the work. They'd be like, it's too long.
well, it's like Carl Urban. He shaved his head for Vaco before he even got the part officially because he was so too excited about it.
Right.
No, so did James McAvoy, not realizing that he was supposed to not be bald until like another movie.
Yeah, so I mean the other thing is like if any of these guys walk in with a baby raccoon plushie, like they're hired, right? So like they've done
Plushie,
their
fuck
homework.
that.
and,
Make it a real raccoon.
well, obviously. I mean, like if one of these guys was like, Julian Black listens to raccoons or something, then he's hired. Like,
And then the
I
third
just-
option is the one guy that comes in and turns into a raccoon. I think he
well,
probably gets the part.
clearly, yeah, he would save us a lot on special effects. So
And we wouldn't have to hire the raccoon. So, 2 for 1.
right, right.
That billion doesn't go on
Follow
forever,
and
you
the
know.
Dragon. But yeah, I don't know. Like I've definitely
Mullets.
seen this guy around, but I have a tough time seeing him in the role. So
I like
I'll
his
blame
energy,
mullet.
but the other guy, Julian, I think his name was right. He looks very like what I imagined actually. So
sure, this guy's either got to stop cutting his hair or get a wig. And like, who is he in Twilight? For any of you guys who have seen that, like, Does that
It's the
help
He's,
father
he's like
of
a
Jacob.
minor, yeah.
The
he's not really-
and
wheelchair.
who's Jacob? Is he the main
The
werewolf kid?
The werewolf.
not the
Taylor
werewolf
Lautner.
kid.
What was that, Andreas?
The werewolf kid. The
Yeah, okay.
other love interest or anything or something.
Yeah, I mean, I could see him being an old wizard, right? You know, a little bit. So,
Well, he
but-
keeps looking like a bureaucrat. So he always seems to be in some form of professional setting that has to do with a lot of paperwork. So I
Sure.
don't really believe that "I'll kick your ass up between your ears" line from him.
look, man,
Not to say that he couldn't.
don't underestimate the
was gonna
value
say-
of paperwork.
He definitely has the voice.
Oh,
for
I
it.
don't.
Like he's got plenty of lines that I've heard and seen him in where like he could easily deliver that line without, and he's got a build too. Like he's a decently.
I could see
Yeah.
that guy
at
say, "I'm
times.
gonna kick your ass up in between your ears."
The difference is like Listens to Wind doesn't necessarily have a physical presence to me. Like I always see him as kind of like half hunched over like Yoda anyway, right? You know,
Yeah.
like imagine Yoda where it's like the whole time you underestimate him until he like puts down his stick and then you know it's about to cut loose. So like I don't need like, you know, Hulk Hogan, you know, Listens to Win type of like, you know, this guy clearly works out, you know, that sort of thing, which is not necessarily a problem. But I could easily see somebody who's like, you know, he comes in all doubled over and I can see him like using his walking cane, even though Listens to Win doesn't necessarily, like I think he's on crutches a couple of times or something like that. But like if you have that scene where it's like he comes in all, you know, like wounded or recovering or with a you know, like a cane or something, throws it down, and then you know he's ready to fight, you know. So it's like,
Except in his case, he has to pick it up so he can sling spells.
yeah, I mean, maybe, except you know, like he's shape shifting, so it's not like he's shape shifting with it in his mouth or something. But
You don't know that. He could be like Naruto.
I kind of do know that.
No.
I
It was never
really
explicitly stated that he doesn't put the cane in his mouth and start
Right.
shape shifting.
Fun fact about evidence, though, it also was never explicitly stated he did. So
We are in the
Absence of
Dresden
evidence
Files
is
fandom,
not
so anything
evidence of
goes.
absence.
It's what the author would do.
no,
That's
Yeah,
what
great.
we know. But yeah, he could, or I mean, his fitness one way or the other is not really. It could also be like a King Boomy situation where he's kind of like looks whatever, and then he stands up straight and he's this jack dude for no reason.
Right. Well, and that's the thing. I mean, you know, Dalton's point, like the ass up between the ears is supposed to be a surprise, right? So it's like you almost want somebody that you're going to underestimate the entire time until, you know, finally they switch into like, you know, one of my all-time favorite quotes, which is "Don't mess with the old guy. There's a reason why he's old." You know, like Listens to Wind is like the embodiment of that, you know, like obviously Ebenezer and most of the senior council as well, but you know, like that's kind of the thing. Like this guy, you see him on screen, and it's like, oh yeah, he's a brawler, which it's like, you know, that about Listens to Wind because he's friends with Ebenezer, right? So they're all brawlers, but you don't want to think he's a brawler when you see him, you know, way early on. So
Well, and the good thing about the line is it never came off as like aggressive or like an action line to me, because it was always just kind of like a nonplussed, like, no, I'm just gonna kick your ass. Just simple,
Yeah, well,
easy, laid back.
Yeah.
This is just
He's
what's
sharing-
gonna happen.
he's sharing three truths to the universe, right? You know, dad doesn't like you, mother thinks you're ugly. I'm not here to bind or banish you. I'm just going to kick your ass up between your ears, you know?
Yep,
So,
that's it.
but-
Just like he's going to the store.
right. Yeah. Like wind blows, waterfalls, you know. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Julian
it seemed
for
like
me.
Julian was the favorite pick. Like,
That's for me. He just has to look. Like I don't know about. I don't
The power of
remember him
hair.
that well. I think he's the chief
Right.
in Prey, and
Yeah,
I don't know. He just
that
doesn't
guy.
really stand out.
yeah.
I can't remember.
Well, because you see the tribe like 2 or 3 times, and you know, mostly at the end and stuff like that. But yeah, okay. Any other commentary? So
No.
Not on Listens to Wind. Doesn't seem like.
Okay. Alrighty, so
Would you like to go to Murphy, perhaps, and save the bigger fights for later?
sure.
Okay.
Okay,
Murphy's
so
right
let's
there.
see.
Don't even have to search. She's right there in the middle.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I don't know. She kind of
know her name?
looks like but she kind of looks like
Kelly
Murphy.
Riley.
Yeah.
Here
I
we
was gonna
go.
say the
Well,
only thing I
just-
can even remotely remember seeing her in was the Sherlock Holmes movies with Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law.
There's something else
That's
I
your
saw
Murphy?
in called.
It
it's
was.
first
I don't. It was
person.
just because she was there and she kind of
Right.
looked like Murphy. It's not. I wasn't being particularly serious.
I don't know. You're gonna die on that hill now, Andreas. So
Yeah.
okay.
So who's the short
Somebody's
person
just
people want to
doing-
hire?
Yeah, somebody's just doing fan service now, I think. Like if we've got unlimited money, why
Yeah.
would we not cast Scarlett Johansson as something?
Because I like Scarlett Johansson and I don't like Murphy.
But
So
maybe she
that's
could
an
go
extra
like
good
Murphy.
reason.
Oh,
Did I,
and
I line switched? My bad.
Yeah,
It's
you
like,
did.
where did I pull that line from? That's a Marcone. Spoilers, So
She she
that's
can-
a good look for Murphy, I guess. So
Yeah. Is that
There
the
you go.
girl from this that? Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. In Reacher, she kind of has like a Murphy-ish role, so I can see how someone thought of that.
now, because I'm apparently on a Star Trek kick, I'm going to pronounce that name as Olivia Dabo, which may or may not be correct, but come on. So some of you guys are going back to the well on this. Oh my gosh. Sorry. If I had realized that this was going to take all day.
Don't worry, we're just gonna watch you type.
Right? The most entertaining thing we could do. And then I got this one this morning from the wife, so I kind of have to include it. But
After she
Oh, yeah.
listened to your Star Trek tirade, you kind of owed it to her.
I think she started
That's
out with
okay.
this,
There's
but
my
yeah,
pick.
like,
There's my
so-
pick. That's
Really?
that's the hill I'll die
Kristen
on.
Bell.
I love Kristen
Yeah.
Bell. She is great.
Oh, I mean, agree, but yeah, I'm like my quibble with her is that she's obviously like more well known for her comedic chops, and so like so that was my counter argument, and then she was like, well, what about Stephanie Beatrice, who is Rosa from Parks and Rec, or not?
Hmm.
Sorry, Krista Bell's Parks and Rec, Rosa's Brooklyn Nine-Nine. So of course I put Stephanie Beatrice down as Susan. So when we get there, that's another new pick. But,
I mean, have you
well, it's
ever,
like,
have
I
you,
mean, I guess you
have
could
you ever
see her,
seen
like,
Veronica Mars?
pizza.
That's some Murphy vibes.
really? Okay.
Yeah.
No, I have not. So
Murphy doesn't have much humor to her. There's a few times when she gets to be humorous, but like it is hard to put someone who as
Sure.
comedic as Kristen Bell into the
I mean,
Kinda serious.
Veronica is very quippy.
straight man person.
That's
you could say the same thing about Cranston, though, right? Like there's a lot of comedy actors that turns out that they've got very dramatic chops. If you
Yes.
let them. So that's the thing where it's like we shouldn't dismiss her out of hand, but yes, like so far as we've
It's just
seen,
harder
I agree with
for
you.
my poor
know.
feeble brain to understand what she can do in a dramatic role because I haven't seen it.
Well, okay, so look at her face. Does she look like a Murphy to you? Is she short? Because that's kind of where we're at
Is
with her
she
right
short?
now.
she is pretty
She's
short.
well,
Yeah,
I
she's
mean,
like-
she's always seemed to be short based on who they paired her with, but I don't know if that actually makes her short.
5'1", so she's
Yeah,
a little.
Okay.
I was gonna say she's
Okay.
right on the money
She's an inch shorter, isn't she? So, yeah.
Yeah.
Because isn't Murphy 5'2"?
at
I don't think
most.
Murphy's 5 foot.
Gotcha. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, I would support Kristen Bell as she. I actually
Also,
do
yeah,
think
she's
she
You'd,
just
can.
one of
you'd
the-
want to see
she's
her
signed
screen
on.
test at least,
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, she I know I think she can act very well, so I think she could easily be less comedic if she like if that's like, but she just get cast as like comedic.
Right.
A lot.
Or we could just make Murphy less of a bitch, and that would be fine.
Right. I don't know.
Rachel
Rachel
McAdams.
McAdams is too tall, so
But
we all
yeah,
know-
well,
we know her.
Whatever.
I think she'd be fine. Wait, why didn't we
Um,
put Weiss on the list? Would she not?
Weiss? Which Weiss?
Rachel Weisz.
Rachel Weisz?
Isn't she like?
Mommy?
I mean, she looks good, but isn't she like 60 now?
I don't think
Is
so.
she?
No, she's 70, so she's 1970, so she's 53 right now.
So like Murphy's age. Just kidding. So, well,
I don't,
mean,
I don't
it's
think,
gonna
I don't
be
think
like-
Murphy got to her 50s.
We need to start with these people at least faking to be younger.
Right.
Rachel McAdams, I don't think would be a bad pick because she has, even though she's done really serious things, she always looks cute. The way that he describes her is that she's kind of too cute for what she wants to look like in her role.
sure.
So
Constantly
I mean, there's
underestimated.
an energy about her that fits with just that.
Mhm.
This one just came in from the chat, so
Actually, I was gonna.
Which-
what the hell's her name?
I don't know. Katie Sackhoff is awesome. Like, probably. Like, especially watching her in The Mandalorian and stuff, she's got the right attitude for it. So,
Oh, Emily Van Camp. The hell was she in? I mean, I know she was in
What?
certain Avengers movies or something.
what's her name? First name
Emily
again?
Van Camp.
Emily Van. Array auto complete.
Yeah, her.
Oh yeah, because she's Agent Rogers, right? Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I guess I can see
The-
that a little bit.
She's gonna have her villain arc now, right?
No, who cares?
Spoilers. Yeah. Probably not. Like, I don't know. Like, even for a sideshow, it seemed like a side, quest type
Idea.
of thing,
Guess I was the only one who was excited about that.
You were the only one who's excited about all of them perpetually.
That's
not true,
That's not
but-
true. Me and Justin are always excited about Marvel.
Yeah. This picture makes her look weird to me. I don't know. Maybe
Okay,
it's the
let me
dress,
rephrase.
but-
Justin is at least open to the idea that some of these shows are not as good as you think they are.
Oh no, I'm open to the idea some of them are not as good.
Yeah, but you never
She-Hulk-
seem to find your way to get there.
She-Hulk wasn't great, but that's the only show that wasn't great.
See, like I said,
That's get out. How dare you betray that? Like, the twerking wasn't great. Okay, that was probably a little far, but other than that, She-Hulk was fine. Like, it did everything it needed to do. So, and you shut up. You don't get a vote because you hate all of it. We know you're not gonna like it. So, okay. Anyway,
Who
so
is this person? I do not recognize.
Batgirl, Alicia Silverstone.
Bad
Oh
girl.
god, I haven't.
listen,
seen that
I
one.
love
don't
Batman
really
and Robin
know
as
very
much as anyone, but that should not have been the first for Alicia Silverstone. You should have gone with Clueless.
She's known for really Clueless.
Yes.
So
for the
Clueless
director,
is a
especially,
description of
yes.
the director, yes, but like,
Compared to Batman and Robin, yeah, I would put money on Clueless
Wait,
before I put it on.
do you
Batman
really
and Robin.
was Clueless the more mainstream pick between the two?
Easily?
If 'cause you think that if the director hadn't seen Batman and Robin, that she clearly would have seen Clueless.
I think she would have known enough to know those two
I
names
have
together.
never known what Clueless
Well, now that we're
is.
both wrong,
Hasn't.
director, yeah, right? Would you like to settle this for us?
I have
Oh,
seen Batman
geez.
and Robin. I have never seen Clueless or wait, she was in Tropic Thunder.
Lots of people were in Tropic Thunder.
Yeah, I
Right.
guess I was like, I can't really use that as a thing. It's like I don't know if there's anything else that this person has been in that I've ever seen.
Then you're lost, but okay. So, like, I think she's fine, but I would say maybe she's just a little old for the role, kind of like, no offense, I'm sure
She's
again,
younger
she
than
can
other
doll
people
up
we just
and-
spoke of. So
right. Well, but I'm fine with, like Rachel Weisz is what came to mind. We already know that I'm like a decade behind everybody else as far as picking my actors and actresses, right? So I'm already getting disqualified left and right because my picks are too old. But yeah, if we're gonna care about that, I feel like it's worth mentioning. But like, I think casting her in the 90s from like when she was Batgirl, boom, in she could be at the front of the line. She can compete for the top role and stuff. But Like at this point,
She
she's
can audition. Because I've only seen her as Batgirl.
I was going to say, I've
worried.
never been impressed with her acting because the only things that I've ever seen her in were Clueless, where admittedly she's playing up a ditz, and
right.
That Girl, where she was a fucking plank. So,
Well, yeah, and like that's kind of the problem, right? Like, has she ever been given a role where she's allowed to act? Like, and in a movie that we also want to see, because she was probably a fantastic actress, but I haven't seen any of those movies because they're not really my thing, like. So, get her on the bridge of a starship, and we'll see. So, but speaking of Dabo, oh shit, there she is. Next to Q. So, yep. I forget that episode's title just now, which is going to out me.
Remember that movie.
She was also in Star Wars. Fantastic. And Conan? Just hire her already. So
she might not be Murphy.
69, yeah. Is it just me, or they really should put pronunciation guides for some of these?
Depending. But, well, I don't know. How would a Brit say it? Because
I mean, they do on Wikipedia usually, I think, but you're on IMDb.
But it's not a British name. Like,
no,
all English names are British.
I mean, if we're going to argue about it, a quarter of the names are British. Like a quarter of the world's names are British. So, but
I have no plan to argue. I am simply correct. We established this before on the pre-show.
Yeah. She does a ton of voice acting, it looks like. So that's cool. But she was a voice in the Animatrix even. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, I'm sure I've seen her in stuff. Like, she's got, clothes on in this picture, so why not? But
oh, well, then don't hire her.
Yeah. How dare she be wearing clothes?
And Murphy only gets her clothes off like twice, and once of those is a dream sequence. So I'm just saying,
Yeah, but one of those is shrugging out of her pants to fight vampires, so it's going to be an important scene.
Okay, 3 times then. So,
what was the third?
So yeah. Well, so vampires, dream sequence, they actually do bang once, which is when you know she's going to die. So.
That always felt to me.
Look at my face. That's the book. We're talking about the movie now. She's going to get her pants off for the 3rd time. Okay,
First
whether
of
it
all,
happened or not in the books.
It's a TV show. It's going to be the 6th time at a minimum.
Right. Yeah. Like they're going to rewrite their relationship as like every time there was.
They're going to show what happened
actually
in Hawaii.
Just like there you go. Yeah. Every time there was sexual tension was actually just sex. And then, she still isn't sure if they're going to be a thing or not until they finally get married. And then, oh, sorry, I just watched On Her Majesty's Secret Service. So spoilers, but
Harry Dresden is actually just 3 naked Murphys in a trench coat, or his trench coat.
For not liking Murphy, you've got a weird hang up about this. So, yeah.
I'm trying to make it so that I enjoy the character.
3 though? Like, are we picking 3 actresses, or just you want one of them to be triplets? So.
Yeah, we could do like a Lindsay Lohan Parent Trap thing where it's just the same actor. That would be fine.
Right.
I don't think there are any triplets out there that are actually actors we would know at this point.
Yeah.
The closest you could come to is the Olsens, but the 3rd one is not a triplet.
Right. Yeah. We all know Scarlett Johansson. She can be the
Laura Wraith.
I was going to say the porcupine, but anyway. So
I feel like she should be a Wraith anyway if we're actually going to cast her in something.
Look,
Maybe.
For all the ridiculous waste. Yeah, she could be one of the sisters, like in
She could be Madeline. I don't give a shit.
She could be.
She could have a part of sorts. Or she could
It'd be interesting to see her as
maybe.
a bad guy. I don't know if I actually have seen her as a villain in a lot of things. That would be actually interesting.
Well, I mean, villain's a strong word, but in that he's just not into you when she's cheating with Bradley Cooper. Like, she can do.
How old was that movie?
Oh, it's got to be at least 10 years old by now, if not more. I would think.
Right. Daenerys.
We're never
She
getting
is
off
short.
of yeah.
Because she's short.
Yeah.
No, she can act. I just don't think she's
It-
Murphy.
I
think-
don't
Maybe a
know.
little bit-
I mean,
I honestly, if she was a little younger, I would put her for like an Inari type.
yeah, she played a 14-year-old, guys. Like, if not
Yeah,
younger than that.
it's not
So
I know,
bad.
but time has still passed since then, and she's had like fucking her brain nearly killed her twice.
Shit.
So,
It's true.
I'm only 6 months older than she is. That's crazy.
but far less accomplished. So you should probably get on that.
It's true. I mean, let's not go down that route because I already have all the existential. Like, I can go cry later about it if I really need to. Like, it's
No,
fine.
cry now because then we get more viewers.
Is that a fact?
Yeah.
So
Isn't there that one guy who cries at every like Star Wars and Marvel trailer that comes out and he gets like 1 million views every time?
it really? That's
I'm
a
pretty
thing?
sure that exists.
I mean, I would say for sure that thing exists, but also the million views part. I think that's the part that I question.
No, he does because people go on to just like clown him. They
Oh,
just go to watch and
People are so easy.
yes, they are.
Yeah.
So what were we doing? See,
Well, yeah. I mean, Amelia Clark
Watch
as
harder.
something. I don't know if she fits for Murphy. Maybe one of the Fae.
Lacuna.
I was gonna say that would be fine,
So,
or even
yeah.
She could
That-
actually,
that
she
would
could
be-
probably pull off Aurora. You know, if we're just gonna have
Mhm.
her as like a one shot, that wouldn't be so bad.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on how like you want to, how far into all of that you want to lean, right? Because like all of them start to look the same, right? So do we just cast actresses who look like eerily similar, possibly
It's
twins
possible.
or whatever, or do we literally cast the same actress like 6 times?
No, I think we'd have
either
to
way.
go more the route of like give them all the same kind of ethereal presence in some sort of maybe not CGI way, but a way that denotes these people are all of the same order, but having the same person every time just because the mantle kind of changes them is like that gives us a lot less flexibility.
A little too on the nose,
A bit.
It's meant to be implied that they're looking almost
Especially since
So-
ever since Bob has made that statement, it's not like, yeah, Molly's hair has changed and her attitude has changed, but everyone still recognizes her as Molly. No one's like, little Maeve. So
right. Yeah. Maybe they could do something like with their makeup where it's like, when they change, they all start to wear their hair the same way and do their makeup
yeah,
the same way. And it's
well,
like,
I mean, like all the Mab and Molly having the same kind of hair, but maybe a different style because Molly still plays with it, but Mab is just fucking Mab, and it's either silver or black depending on how cranky she is.
I'm going to get through. Okay, we're back to this one at least. And
That's
then
why I think Anya
we'll
Taylor
get
Joy would
another-
also be a good Fae instead, like a.
I think Anya Taylor-Joy does go to. She should be a Fae person.
Ah,
I would
look
put
at
her as Maeve easily.
Yeah, she'd be a good
um,
Maeve.
Yeah.
You want to see her
And-
bejazzled?
I mean, I'm not going to say no to it. So
Is anyone going to
I
say no
didn't
to
write
that?
it.
Of course not.
Yeah.
it's what the author did, not what he would do.
Right.
It's what he did.
Right.
I also think if you're going to have one person cast as multiple people, Anya Taylor-Joy might be the person to do that. Like she
She
could
would be the closest
Maeve
that I would
and
think would be considerable
Aurora.
to it. Yes. But I mean, even within that, it's like they look kind of like each other, but you're not going to cast her as Mother Winter because that's still.
No.
Maeve.
I would prefer to see her not try and play Harley Quinn again, if at all possible. I feel like
Just
it's a little
saying.
typecast.
Yeah.
She would
That's why
fit.
it's perfect.
But you could make her Aurora then, if
what
you
you
still
could
want to
do-
go.
You could get her and all of these other actresses that look just like her. Was that name Jamie Presley or something? The ones that like someone's
Yeah, the
father
one
has
who was
some
in,
explaining to do because they are actresses that look identical. Therefore,
Right. The one who was in that horror tag movie.
I
or
think
whatever,
I've seen that
movie
meme,
or
but
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, I still the first time I saw that movie, I was like, "Wait, I didn't realize Margot Robbie was in this," and it still wasn't her the entire time.
Right.
right? Did they
No,
look
not
identical?
her. The other one.
Which
what's her name?
other one?
Fuck. What was the name of that movie? Now I gotta find it.
that Jamie Presley, Emma Mackey.
No, Samara Weaving. That's who it was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And she is like a few years younger, so
Yes.
there's
yes.
one of the
Right.
Maves or Auroras versus, say, a Map or Titania.
Yeah.
So
She-
like this could be one court type. Like you could do this.
Margot
You know, like
Robbie's
a Jamie
more like
Presley and
Titania
one of
Aurora
these
something.
two, and then the other one on the other side.
Right.
Actually, if we did, for example, go with one of them as Maeve, the other could be Sarissa.
How has it
Because
always
they are
been-
literal twins.
How has it been 6
Right.
years since the Babysitter movie? What the fucking fuck?
So you're old, my dude. That's how.
Jesus.
Yeah, and,
Didn't
that's-
I
and
just
that was,
watch
and that
that?
was 2017, which was just a minute ago, and the 90s were only 5 minutes ago. So
Right. Oh, geez. This is probably going to be the wrong way to go about this, but I was thinking the
no,
ice cream chick, the one they added in like season 2. What was her name?
there are some thoughts there. I don't know what
Yeah.
they mean.
Maya
but
Hawke?
it's-
Is that who? It
Oh
was?
yeah, from Stranger Things,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, Maya Hawke.
Yeah.
Ethan Hawke
Yeah,
and
there you go.
and what's her name's
Okay.
daughter.
Uma Thurman.
Yeah, that was such. When I found that out, I was like,
Right.
"Oh shit, they're wait, they had a kid. Wait, it's her."
Yeah.
Right.
It was a very
All of
long
that.
progression of like, whoa,
Like-
whoa.
Yeah, she could.
having
she could
having
be
her
Murphy.
be in the Fae area, like
That too
obviously,
would be
like
fun.
none of this is. It's all
Oh.
fairy, but not the right kind of fairy. I
No,
guess,
she
but,
should be Lacuna.
like that could be fun, you know. But like, yeah, Lacuna's definitely got to have like the obstinates, I guess. You know, I guess she
Oh.
could, but yeah.
Because of the voice
So-
that Marcia does in the audiobook, I just assumed that Lacuna would be voiced by Tara Strong and then just be CGI'd elsewhere.
Okay.
No way, man. We've got to have those creepy, like, Peter Pan vibes, right? You know, so we got to have like the live action, but she's super tiny.
Oh,
You
the
know, like
with the whatever the fuck her name is.
Julie
Hook.
Roberts.
Yeah,
Yeah, that one.
Julia Roberts.
And just cast her again. Fuck.
yeah. Right.
It's not like she doesn't look good still, so. Although, her being like serious and wanting celery, no, she could do that. That'd be fine.
Oh. So we got some for Titania and Mab, which is kind of important because, like,
Oh, that's
those,
who she
again,
is.
Also,
Okay.
Yeah, I'm very anti-Christian Chenoweth and her. Yeah, no. It
I mean,
makes
Gillian
me,
Anderson is okay. I would.
Gillian Anderson's fine. She can at least act, but she's been in a lot for me lately that I'm kind of like, no, please, just
Oh,
anybody else.
a little over it. But,
Yeah,
But
I mean,
it's not
She
like
could
she
be mad.
can't act. It's not like she wouldn't be good.
right?
But seeing
Well,
the
the
last
other-
thing I saw her in was Margaret Thatcher, and it's like, all right, come on, just please, can we? Less
The other
things.
thing to make this potentially like weird or rude too is like Mab and Titania are still like they're hot, right? Like sure, they're they're the queens and whatever, so like they're gonna seem a little bit older, but it's more like their position is more important than their physical appearance, right? Like Leah's the same way. Like like worst case, Leah's a total cougar, right? But like there's nothing to suggest that she doesn't look like she's in her 20s or 30s, and like Rachel McAdams, right? Like you're gonna see her in a ball gown, and she does not look her age, type of thing, right? So
well, I
you
mean,
know,
yeah,
these
and I mean,
these actresses are fine. I'm just saying, like the Fae
It-
don't follow that kind
like
of
the stereotypical
you know,
pick is always Charlize Theron because she played that watered down version in Snow White, right? But she
Right.
still looks like
Yep.
she could easily pull it off, type deal.
right.
Gillian Anderson
So-
could absolutely be mad because she has that presence of being able to be like threatening while also being not doing anything. And Charlize Theron, she could, I suppose.
Yeah, but I'm not. But I'm the same with Charlize Theron. It's like I don't really want to see that again, just because it kind of looked like it, and people went, "Oh no, damn, maybe give her a role that'll work." It's like, all right, but we can do someone else.
Well, Kate Blanchett was suggested with someone on Twitter, and I think that would be fine for
I
Mab.
would I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm happy to have her in it, but I would prefer her to start. This is going to sound rude. I would prefer her to start moving towards something like a Mother Summer role where she's like, we're not trying to play her down as Galadriel again.
Right. Yeah.
I
she
mean,
been in
anyone
it?
you put as Mab could also, should be possible to switch into as Titania and vice versa. So if Cate Blanchett went as
Right.
Titania, also fine. Also happy. Would send the paycheck of my imaginary money.
Right.
That's a way to see.
So Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen is what you're saying for Mab and Titania.
I'd allow it. So
I don't know that they can act like. I mean, I think they could act emotional. I think they could do a Titania bit, like when she's going nuts on Harry. I don't know that they could do cold, just because they kind of look like they've been on coke for 20 years.
yeah. I was gonna say, like, okay, now we need these actresses to wear too much mascara and do the ugly cry thing, because that's what I envision with Titania is like,
Well, and that's the thing. It's not like she doesn't go back to being a normal, composed human being, quote unquote,
sure.
later on. So,
Right.
I mean, but this, again, I'm not as hung up on the idea. They can look alike, but I'm not as hung up on the idea of having the same actress play multiple of them type deal. I think it's more interesting to have different actors and actresses bounce off each other that we know can act.
Right.
And not her.
Is this?
Please, for the love of God, not her. Okay, I actually kind of enjoyed her in that role because it was only for one episode, and that was the only good season of that show. But she's just.
I could see her as one of the, one of the queens, or
I'd closer put her to Mother Summer instead of Titania.
Honestly, she would be. I'd be more open to that than Titania or Mab, because we don't see the mothers as much. Mother Winter's the one I'm more interested in nailing because, like, I like her more. but right. I don't dislike Mother Summer, especially when she gets to go on that walk and we get more of her, and I feel like she's a good contrast. But Mother Winter just tickles my fancy.
Right. Totally not at all weird that these pictures are like 30 years old.
But again, that's what they're known for, because what have they been in since they were like 13?
Well, because they've not doing as much acting, right? Because they've got
they do that.
The last credit is 2011.
I mean, they're literal. I think they're billionaires. They were like the youngest billionaires for a while.
I think they have like fashion lines or something that they do. That's where they make their money now.
Yeah, they made their corporation with their young money, and they just took off from there. The one who can actually act is their younger sister, who looks older sometimes, but that's because she's taller.
Yeah,
harsh.
My favorite pick for Mab is still Tilda Swinton, but I admit that's just because I really like Tilda Swinton.
Right.
I would put her. I would consider her for Mother Winter. I think her like kind of hunched over and hidden in craggly.
She's again one of those people that you could put in multiple positions, and she does the different makeup.
Multiple positions, eh?
I feel like she's still flexible.
Air propes.
Yeah, but she could be Mab, and then she could be Mother Winter with the different makeup. And like in that movie, she played a set of twins. It was hilarious.
She could be Mother Summer too. I feel like she could be like bright and happy.
All of them. We have Tilda Swinton and Anya Taylor-Joy. Just like
she's like 9 of the Fae. Yeah, but it also doesn't hurt that she has this sometimes like a human adjacent look too, right?
Yes.
Because they used her in Constantine, like that, and all
she
of
was
that stuff as well.
The
for
Ice
Gabriel.
Queen in Narnia, too.
Right?
Yes, she was.
Yeah.
So,
she's already been hired as Mad before,
right? She had the same as Charlize Theron, yes, and that's similar.
Yes,
she's already played in.
But she's also done tons and tons of other shit, of like lots of like acting skills. Like she could do all of those characters. It's just like so.
She was great in that.
Anya Taylor-Joy and the queens and mothers as Tilda Swinton, and just have lots of makeup.
Okay. Like if you didn't know it from her face, like so. It's funny because I wouldn't classify her as a chameleon, right? She's not one of those that's like when she's acting, I don't know it's her, right? Where like that's happened with like Gary Oldman and dozens of other people and whatever. But like she's played enough different roles that she would almost qualify, that she's certainly versatile, but but you still know it's her at the end of the day,
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I think she embodies. I think with the chameleon, it's more of a that was, and with her, it's like oh no, she fits fucking everything. So I guess it's more natural based on her general look and the way she seems to be able to kind of lean into whatever makeup they give her.
Yeah,
that makes it work really well.
So
we have a battle of the dames. So
yeah, I mean, like I'm fine with Helen Mirren and Judi Dench as in theory to do those
as the
two.
mothers.
Yeah.
So,
mostly is a
Which one would
problem
you
because we
actually
can't
put
cast
as Mother Winter?
Judi Dench.
We can't.
I
we
would
can't.
put Judi.
Yeah,
Dench.
Judi Dench would be Mother Winter in my estimation, but also just because we can't cast Betty White, unfortunately. So
first of all,
Betty White.
yes, we can. You just need a little imagination and some necromancy.
right.
Aren't they kind of supposed to be played by one actress playing both roles?
Are we doing this again?
we could argue that again for the third time today in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, but it's I think especially the mothers. But I don't know.
Well, the other thing with Helen Mirren is she can actually still
look.
like move around, and Judi Dench can't
She's
as
got a
much
walking
anymore.
stick. There you go.
Yeah,
Mother
see,
Winter.
that's one of the Yellowstone spinoffs.
Right, but I know Helen Mirren can still like get around, and I don't think Judi Dench is as mobile as she used to be. So that would be the differentiator to me as well.
Oh Jesus Christ, she was in Cats.
Oh,
Why?
who is the woman
Yes.
that was in Requiem for a Dream?
Don't know.
I
Never
Never
seen
saw
it.
it.
Crap.
We've got $1 billion, Andreas. We're going to spend $1 billion. So
She was also in
All
House
of
of
them.
Cards as the mother that was dying.
she's.
anyone?
Oh, I thought you were going to say Robin Wright, who actually would be a good Mab too. Now that I'm
That's
thinking
true.
about it.
Yeah, she
Would
be,
accept.
she-
Would be happy. Ellen Burstyn.
Is she still alive?
I believe. Now you're making me doubt.
Seems
She
like
is still alive. She is 90 years old. Maybe I should leave her alone.
it. Yeah.
Let her
Definitely
enjoy
Mother
her
Winter.
retirement.
Maybe I should leave her
Jeez.
Okay, look. All they need to do is show up to casting with a cane and throw a cleaver at the casting director. Okay, that's the only requisites, right?
Fuck,
So
I
you
could
can
do
pull
that.
those
Give
two
me my
things off.
paycheck.
Yeah.
I could do. Actually, I would do that for free, quite honestly. But
Yeah.
Yes, Maggie Smith would also have been lovely.
Maggie Smith is
Um,
also another one who's going to be on death's door soon, and I don't think she can wander around.
Yeah. She could be a Mother Winter, though.
She could, but again, I would like somebody that's probably going to. That's my hesitation with Judi Dench is I don't think she's going to be around for the next 5 years.
I think
Maggie Smith's actually
have her
older
as, like,
than her.
Yeah, as Mother Winter.
She
What
is
are we doing
88
Jennifer
years old right
Connelly
now.
for?
Which one?
Maggie Smith.
Yeah.
Jennifer
Maybe Judi Dench.
Connelly.
I think she's been put in as Lara before, right? Is she?
She could be.
This time around?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
not she
she's-
isn't this time around, but
Huh.
She's also pushing a little older now, though.
Yeah.
I mean, she looks good. Don't get me wrong, but I've never
Yeah.
been a huge fan of her
53.
acting wise. But again, I think the last thing I saw her in was He's Just Not That Into You. I think that's
Watch
the last thing
more
I've seen her
movies.
in. Oh, Top Gun Maverick. That's right. She was in that. Never mind. I've seen something more recently. She was good in that.
because she was in the first one too, wasn't she? Or
Yes.
No.
Yes. I think
yeah,
she was.
so they brought her back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Suit lady. Weird. Okay, but
Yeah, she's the voice.
apparently.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I got you. That she has a name, doesn't she? Like
Karen, apparently.
Yeah, Karen. Mhm. I don't know why they put suit lady, but then again, that's kind of what he calls her. in the
Because who's
first
going to recognize
few.
Karen?
Right.
And,
Well, it says Karen suit lady.
Yeah,
So there you go.
well, I was just confused because it was like Karen is, one of the characters, and then who's Suit Lady? Oh wait, that's the same thing.
The same
Gotcha.
one.
Jennifer Connelly, I would enjoy. Matt would be odd.
No, that's all you have
because
to say.
She always has.
And our viewership just went up.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. Lara would be interesting, but she is kind of aging out of what Lara should look like. But
Harsh.
she always has dark hair, and so trying to have Mab silver hair would be odd looking, probably.
Nah. Well, and odd looking though is totally okay as well, because she's Fae. So
there's
you
odd
want it
looking
to
in like
be
the
just a
Tilda
little
Swinton
weird.
way of putting on tons of makeup on her, and she looks like in that ethereal thing. And then there's odd looking of like these colors don't match, and it's clashing. It's actually distracting. It would be an attempt for someone with makeup and wigs to do, but I've not seen happen yet.
As long as she doesn't pick down, I think we'll be okay. So anyway, we have gone all around
Yeah,
to
do
a
you
bunch
want
of different
to
things.
Try to
She's
go through the
such a good
names
looking
for Lara.
one.
We're gonna finish up with Lara. You think we're gonna do that in 9 minutes?
We can try.
I don't think it's gonna take that long.
Yeah.
It might take
Dragon
me that
Bale's
long to get them up on the
first.
screen, kids.
Well, you could close a
want me to
few of
go
these
in
tabs
reverse
out. That
now?
wouldn't be the
It's still going to
That's
take time.
Justin. He loves his tabs.
I know.
Right now, it's about time, kids. So
Yeah, no, hard veto. I'm sick of her, and she can't act. Leave me alone.
Okay.
I
well,
refuse.
we don't care about your opinion.
I
This
veto
one was
this.
kind of almost a meme pick, but I put her down because she needs to be somewhere and
Right.
front and center. And so it's like this or Susan.
I was going to
but-
say, didn't we? Yeah, it was either Susan, I think, if we wanted to give her a while, or Bianca or Ariana if we wanted to do just kind of like a shorter one.
right. So far, all of these actresses are pretty well known. So it's like
Yeah.
most
Anne
of them
Hathaway
have
would
got
be-
the look. It's going to come down to something else.
Yeah. Well, this
Well,
lady.
I was going to say, how many times have people put down like Monica Bellucci, even though she's now like
Right.
70 years old?
Well, no, Monica Bellucci needs to be Ariana because it just fits too well.
Okay, I did not realize that was the case, but okay.
Yeah. Ava Green, I think, is the one that captures Lara the most in everything. And so she's the top pick of it.
And then this one
So
is
I think
like, wow.
The way I would describe
was a
Eva
time.
Green is, I think Eva Green captures what Lara is on the monster side, but on the appearance side, Lara is one of the, depending on how accurate we're going, because again, as I've already stated, we don't need to do like twins for everybody, but she's like one of the ones where her appearance is really just like conventionally goddess like, and
Oh,
Eva
yeah.
Green's not quite that.
Really?
Right.
No, she's very
Well-
pretty, but she's not. Nobody's going to look at her and be like statuesque Italian beauty.
I guess I disagree.
I don't know about that, but yeah. Like for me, I think like especially in her later stuff, like I think so like obviously porn actress, right? Literally.
Mhm.
But at the same time, I always felt like she kind of had that, sister next door, type of thing where it's like, so she doesn't need to be like amazingly smoking hot, but she'll doll up, because like especially when you get to like peace talks and battlegrounds, like I don't think she's doing the whole sex goddess thing so much. Like when he even when he sees her in the garden, like like he goes to meet her and whatever, it just kind of felt like she had already done that, so she didn't have the juice turned on, if that makes sense, without that also being a double entendre, unfortunately. But yeah, so
Yeah, but
Like-
and I agree, but I feel like hers is the most passive one, where it may not be actively on, but it's always kind of on. Now, granted, it's Harry who's
Sure.
noticing a lot of the time, so he's always on.
right.
But
Yeah, right. I don't even know what this movie is, but
Dumbo.
Neither do I.
I haven't
says
seen
Dumbo.
it. So.
I mean,
No,
Yes,
nobody's seen
Thank
that.
you. I can read. That didn't mean when I clicked on the picture that I knew what the movie was from.
what
so-
you haven't been keeping up on all the Disney live action movies?
Sure haven't. I'm sorry to say. Like talk about shit that's worse than all the Marvel spin-offs. Like so.
Technically, Marvel's movies are Disney live action movies.
Yes. Yes, they are.
Shut up, Andreas.
Sorry,
Seriously.
but that,
Do me a favor and keep that kind of shit to yourself. Like,
You are technically correct. The best kind of
Yeah.
correct.
she was in Baywatch. She gets my vote. I'm just
True.
saying.
I
So
mean-
again,
she's got.
I
she's
don't
got
quibble
boobs,
any of these.
and she's
She does
got
have boobs.
weird looking eyes.
She
Like,
does.
the-
And she's
slow
actually
motion.
not a bad actress. She's just not really in anything that's worth watching.
yeah.
Baywatch. Percy
See, she
Jackson.
was in the Percy Jackson movies as what?
She was
The
the
girl.
main girl who was
Annabelle.
she was playing like 16 even though
Right.
she was like 26 at the time
Oh,
or something.
yeah,
That's just a classic.
So she's got the appearance still of youth.
I'm only like 2 weeks older than she is. That's
Yeah.
crazy. So
So she would be a good, I think, Laura to keep that. Actually, that show that she's in now, the hotel one, is supposed to be good, but I never bothered with it.
the hotel one.
Yeah, the
You mean the White Lotus?
yeah,
Okay.
I don't know.
I wonder if that they're doing a TV show now, or coming soon. Hopefully, good. Like the unit, it actually seems like a cool world. I only read the first book, Once Upon a Time.
What are you
But
talking
the
about?
movies were not great.
Yeah,
talking Percy
you've
Jackson?
lost me entirely.
Oh,
Are
are they?
Jackson.
Yeah, they are doing that again. Yes.
Yeah.
And I think Reardon's supposed to be more involved in it, so people were like, "Yay, maybe it'll be good." And I'm like, nah, "Don't get your hopes up, kids." But I never read or cared about Percy Jackson. That was never my series or anything.
Yeah, I kind of missed it too. I've read the first one later on just to see.
Did we throw in what's her face who played Wednesday as anything? Just because now she's like Jenna Ortega.
But I
she's
was
a thing
thinking
now.
about that. I was like, if you're gonna do, Catherine Zeta-Jones, like a better pick for something. So, but like this is one of those things, like I was talking about, maybe just barely pre-show or early on in the show, where it's like I'm starting to come at this another way as well, where it's like, hey, I've been watching some of these shows, and some of these guys should be in this. I just don't know as what. And like, because I started Lower Decks in the last week or so, like Jack Quaid is that. It's like, where would I put Jack Quaid? I have no effing clue. Like, so nobody right now, but I think it would be fun to have him, on the show. She's another one where it's like, right now, especially, like, there's no way that, some new project isn't going to try to cast her, but she's kind of youngish for, like,
Well, that is the thing though. But and I forget
she could
this
be
too
one of
myself.
the sisters,
She could
like,
even be. I mean,
Bianca.
how old is she now? 22.
yeah, like just barely. No,
You're really the wrong
Sorry.
woman.
I was looking at her picture thinking I was there. I don't even remember what's her name.
Jenna Ortega.
Yeah, thank you. So
Because I keep forgetting myself sometimes, but like Stormfront, Harry's only
21,
what 25. So yeah, she's a little young to play someone like Susan even still. But
right,
if we waited by the time this started doing in 2 or 3 years,
right.
I mean, from
Like,
book
she-
one, she
she'd
could
be-
be Susan.
I feel like she would
she'd
be
one
a
of the
good Susan.
unknowns.
Mhm.
Like we talk about those semi-unknown actors and actresses and whatever. She's not now, obviously, but she could like cast along some kid that we don't even know that he's the guy who's going to play Dresden, type of
Right.
thing. But
I would even, I mean, because I'm not as married to certain appearances, I think she'd be a decent Molly, but that would take a while to get to, and by then she might be,
Too old.
yeah.
yeah.
So I think
Yeah, but
either
she's one of those, like, she's got super baby face though, right?
she
Like,
does,
you know.
yes.
Yeah. So
But that,
he's
well,
going to
that
be playing a 14-year-old.
pass.
for
I was
a
going
long
to say,
time.
well, either it'll pass or that'll help for things like if she was a fae or a vampire or something where
Right.
they have this supernatural youth appearance.
She's probably going to look like early mid-20s for like 15 years.
Oh, you know what we do? We just Fucking go ham with the makeup and CGI and make her Mavra. She's already been Wednesday. Fuck it.
Claudia Black should be Mavra.
Oh, fine, but I'm still yes, whatever. I don't even know who that
Okay.
is.
What? You don't know Claudia Black?
I might by appearance, but
The prospector from Pitch Black or the
Oh.
chick from Farscape?
Shaza was in Push Black.
Yeah, like
oh
I
yeah,
said,
no, I was gonna say
Farscape.
no. That doesn't help me. I mean, I know her now that you're pulling her up because and when you said Shaza, but again, she was in that for like 12 minutes and then died. What do you want from me?
It was more than that. I mean, but
It looks clear.
And she wasn't. And it's not like she was even the main.
No,
pilot.
but
Oh.
it is just one of her many roles that she's done. She was in the Dresden Show, which I feel gives her credence.
I haven't seen any of these, so it
Really?
doesn't
As
matter.
what?
Shaza.
She was a private detective for one episode that's just trying to
Nice.
solve an ever issue with Harry. It was the one with the hockey stick.
Oh, geez. That really narrows it down.
It does, actually. Yeah, she's
It
Queen of the
doesn't.
Damned, Farscape, lots of Farscape.
Yeah, I haven't
And
watched any
she's
of this
done
crap.
bunches of voice acting and various video games. She's done tons of stuff.
Fontaine. It's even clearly with the Fontaine name, like, you know. Yeah. Oh, yeah. She was in SG1. I forgot about that, too.
But yeah, I don't. So you're saying her for Mavra? No. I don't see that at all. Mavra's like, she's a corpse.
Yeah. So
I don't.
corpse her up. Like,
She can be corpse stuff.
I don't think Mavra has a chest.
like whoever
Just
you have. So pro tip, unless we're really going the necromancy route for Betty White, like
Yeah.
you're gonna have to put prosthetics on some of these women to make them look like a corpse. So
No,
Like,
you
we
see,
have to
Tilda
cast somebody
Swinton's
who's
halfway to
doing-
being a corpse naturally if you just put on slight makeup, so it's fine.
harsh.
And I just
So-
feel like Claudia Black was
But that's
doesn't
her
take
benefit.
much.
That means she gets to be all 9 roles. Remember?
You're welcome to shut up at any time now.
No,
You won't, but you're welcome. You're invited to.
You're in that.
So,
I'm content with
I
my
need to
opinion.
remember that one. I like that one.
it was too good. So it was like, come on. So I don't even know what this is. Containment.
it's a TV show.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so we've gone over time.
By two
We've
minutes,
got a
it's
whole-
like on time.
Whole
for
lot of
us.
pretty women to cast as all sorts of other pretty women in the Dresden Files.
And as Marcone.
So, right now,
Probably
see
like
that.
Marcone,
Never
that's
mind.
fine.
Like,
Tilda,
I do have a
Tilda
gender
Swinton in a
casting, but
business
it's
suit.
not- Yeah,
Come on.
I'd take
I'm
it.
in. So yeah,
She's just gonna play everyone except Harry, and no, she'll even play Mouse. Come to think of it.
jeez. Okay, so we cast Tilda Swinton and Nicolas Cage are the Dresden Files, like the
Fuck
whole
yeah.
thing.
I would happily watch that. Unironically, I would happily even pay for that. It won't be good
And
at all,
then-
but I'll watch it.
We'll never see or hear from the show
And
again. So
Getting EG to get the old mole out of the pocket is no easy feat.
That's true.
Hmm.
No, it's pretty easy. It's just
But like sponsoring a whole show like that—that's expensive, man. That's
it's Nicolas
big
Cage. I'm
commitment.
willing to open up the purse strings.
I mean, he is obligated to take any role, right? So I guess you just go
the purse strings.
$5 on lunch, and he's like,
Dude,
okay,
do you know
yeah, sure.
it's not even going to be a good movie, but do you know how hyped I am for fucking Renfield?
Dude, same.
It's hilarious.
No, I
Dude.
think it
And
would be
it's-
great. I think it will be actually.
It's got
great.
potential to actually be amusing, but I don't know it will
Right.
be.
I thought it had potential, and then I watched the trailer, and I was like, "Oh my god, why?" Like,
What do you mean?
like
The-
it's no
the trailer.
no.
Come on, you know what you're
I
going
wanted-
into, right? Like,
Well,
and
yeah,
it's
but the
good.
problem is that, like, I didn't want campy, right? It didn't need to have any humor, like, whatsoever.
Oh,
I wanted it to be played straight. And so, like, what a cool idea it would be to have a movie where it's about Renfield and it's a psychological horror where he's just like running around and kidnapping people and murdering them. But instead, they were like, they went back to the trope of like, oh, well, he ate a spider, so now he's fucking Superman. And
It's-
like that's been done. We did that. It's okay, you know.
It's
But
campy,
that's
but
gonna be the
I
whole
mean,
movie
I
now.
wanted camp when I heard about it. when I saw the
Well,
trailer, I
I
was not
wanted
I
very
disappointed.
feel like
different
that's
things in this
because
movie.
when you see Nicolas Cage, it's like, oh, okay, it's got to be campy.
Yeah, that's
So
that's
I
fine,
feel
Dalton. But it doesn't make it good, and it doesn't make it what I wanted to see. That's all
oh,
I'm
that's
saying.
true. I
Like,
think
but there's loads of horror comedy. Go watch Buffy. If you want some horror comedy, go watch Cabin in the Woods. Is pretty dire, but still has some funny in it. Like, there's plenty of
Tucker
good.
and
But
Dale.
that's I wanted when I was like, hey, Renfield, this looks serious, whatever, and watch the trailer. My expectations didn't match what were there, so it wound up in disappointment.
no, I was
I'm-
watching the first
So-
the first trailer, like the first 30 seconds or whatever, when he's in that self-help group. I was up.
Right.
I thought exactly what you thought what this movie was going to be, and then Nicolas Cage walked in. I was like, oh, all right.
right. Yeah.
I might
Which
piss off
I'm
Justin.
not saying
here.
it's going to make a bad movie, but it's
No, it
just,
probably will, but I think for different. I unfortunately I don't think they're going to do as much with the two of them as they should, and I think someone like Aquafina is going to like get in the way of that because it's going to be him and her a lot of the
Right.
movie, and that
because
to me is
what it
gonna
comes
be a
down
very
to is like vampires are scary and bad and broken, and if you defang them, if you make them sexy or whatever, like obviously Nicolas Cage is already a vampire, guys. He's just trying to get you to lower your guard so that he can eat you later. I show me the horror of it again. What's all this bullshit about like teenage vampires falling in love and ooh they sparkle and
You
Nicolas
just
Cage is
like the
adorable
wrong
as a
kinds of
vampire.
vampires, okay?
No, I don't. Like,
But I have a take that might piss you off even more than
What a shock.
what kind of vampires I like.
I'm
Since
so excited.
yeah, I think it
as we've
has-
been casting sexy.
I don't think
vampires.
it's so much a horror. I mean, I guess it kind of is a horror comedy because vampire, but it has super, which I think a lot of movies have these days since Avengers. It has geeka Marvel comedy vibes.
Okay,
Are you going to say it or what?
right.
That's and I feel like Justin would be like, no.
Oh,
But are you going to give us a name?
Renfield?
Yeah,
is
Renfield.
gonna
Yeah,
have-
Renfield.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
it's-
no.
I feel like a super Marvel like that comedy movie action vibes on it.
I don't.
Okay.
Well, the director
Yeah.
would say that it's not as quippy, so it's not a Marvel humor. But I don't think Renfield's going to be Marvel humor.
You
in any
that
general
what's her
definition.
name? The main
Aquafina.
yeah. You're saying she's in it and it's not going to be quippy.
No, I don't think
that's a fair point.
I don't think as much. I think it's going to be a little more of a like incredulous, repeating the same "you just ate this disgusting thing" with a face, and it's like that to me is not quippy.
I find her rather quippy for what I've
She
seen
yes,
so far.
she has been and can be, but I don't know that this particular. Again, I think the thing that might bring this movie down is too much of a focus on her and Holt as opposed to Holt and Cage, which is what I would be more into. But and especially since they'll probably turn it into some form of an attraction love story with sexy, non-sexy vamp. Well, people think Nicholas Holt is hot, so I guess you could call that a sexy vampire still.
Justin is not amused by this.
No, that's
But it
fine.
probably happened.
I mean, it's just look, guys. Horror doesn't need to be sexy. Like you
Right.
can have sexy in it.
Doesn't need to
Like,
be, but could be.
You
Zombies
could watch
don't need to
Cocaine
be
Bear.
sexy.
Cocaine Bear is very unsexy.
Vampires can be sexy, but it's like it's a trap, right? It's not, that's not meant to be the focus of the movie. So like Underworld, right? Hit the sexy, scary vampire scale, in my opinion, where it's like, yes, they are all hot, but at no point do you lower your guard around them because she will also shoot you in the face or bite you, So like you've got stuff like that where it's
I
like,
wanna go watch it.
yeah, right. Like that's fine, but the whole like I don't know. I just didn't need another campy vampire, like But then of course Nicolas Cage, right? What else are you gonna get? And so that's all I'm saying is like it would have been fun to have, like Hereditary in tone, a vampire story, right? Like I don't need people to like saw their own fucking heads off or something, but
Yes,
like yeah, but we're like Renfield. like if you get into it, like he's a little bit of bumbling and that sort of thing, like even in the original books and that sort of thing, but he's scary and competent. And we've never seen that. So having a movie that focused on his perspective, that would have been great.
Did you
So
ever
if you're
watch,
listening, Hollywood, I'm just saying, you've got like 2 or 3 years. This one will fade the memories, and then you can come out with another Renfield that's even better. You know.
Did you ever watch any of Penny Dreadful with Eva Green?
I have.
I've watched some of it, I think, but I didn't get very far
Because it's
into
closer
it,
to.
so-
I wouldn't say it goes in the way you necessarily want, but that the Renfield in that is closer to.
Sure.
Because it's just basically just a straight up horror show.
Right.
But I've just realized we made a grievous oversight so far in not casting Bill Nighy in anything, and we need to rectify this next time.
Arthur
Well,
Langtree.
I thought we talked about like
I don't think it's written
Langtree,
down, though.
right?
He's kind of a shoe-in for Langtree, but did we talk about it?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I don't remember him coming up.
I know he's been mentioned. Like, do we even have a? No, we've just got Stellan Skarsgård, but okay.
I just
Oh,
put him on there.
you
So,
beat me
okay,
to
we
it.
can.
We don't have to do it now.
Yeah, we'll put that on
Fight.
the list for next time, or whenever we get to Langtree.
Come on, we made it through like 30 people tonight. We just didn't
Yeah.
sit
We just didn't
down and
actually
go-
pick anyone. It's
You
just
know,
what we
yeah.
did. We just name actors, say yes or no, and then nothing
Look,
happens.
man. Okay, what it's going to turn into is we're going to get 30 of these, young, hot, blonde actresses, and we're going to be like, okay, Mab. We're just going to pull them out of a hat. We got enough characters and enough actresses to go around for it. So, but
Alright, that was today. We did a bunch of women.
Wow.
All right. Next week.
we did
we're
a guy.
continuing-
We did
Yeah.
we
Right.
did listens to win.
Oh yeah, we did listen to it. Okay, and then whatever. Next week we're continuing with book 4, Lord of the Rings, right?
Movie.
All the cooking.
No.
This
Or no,
book 4, we're
the
doing the
movie.
Silmarillion. Good for us.
yeah, no.
That's
But
bold.
shouldn't we
The-
do
each
book 4
book
before
is
we
broken
do
into
the
2 parts.
Movie?
Shit. Are we? Okay. I mean, I'm most of the way through it, so it doesn't bother me. But yeah. You're
Come
right.
on, Andreas,
You're right.
you can do it.
Andreas hasn't watched or he hasn't listened to any of the book. So Andreas is like
I
failed this entire exercise.
I cannot
like,
confirm nor deny any
I
of
did. I
it.
never
No,
realized I
you're-
could put my own title.
literally the two of you guys. So we've been talking about this shit for like how many years? And the two of you guys are the entire point of this. And I feel like I'm the only one doing the homework.
Hey,
So-
I've been doing the homework.
I haven't
Right?
because I
Yeah,
happen
have
to
you?
not.
I did homework on the first one.
Uh-huh.
I'm better thinking on
Like
I've
some
really
homework.
I've
You get
really
it,
tried.
Andreas. Think about it in schoolwork terms. Even if you did 25% of the assignments, my dude, F. You've got an F. So you could justify it however you want, but you got to read the books, precious.
And you even have audiobooks to do it for you.
Right? You even like drove halfway across your country for a thing, and you didn't.
That's
listen
what
to
he
the
thinks
book.
homework is.
I wasn't driving. I had a ride. I wasn't just gonna sit there and listen to a book and not talk to the person driving me.
First of
That
all,
was
So
Why?
share the
Rude.
joys of the Lord of the Rings with them. You guys could have been talking about the book.
or take a ride
How
share
much-
so you don't have to talk to them.
Mm.
It was a ride share. It just was his
No, it
roommate
was-
or
it was a
buddy.
friend.
So.
I shared the
Yeah.
ride, but with someone I knew. It's like, well, all right. How you gonna
Can we
do
stop
your homework?
bashing me now?
No.
Right.
Only
Continue.
because like the director has done just slightly more homework than you. Like I think she
Hey.
also gets an F. but she's
Me,
done
at
more of the
least.
homework.
Come on.
Really?
Because I have the
Where are
power
you-
of changing the deadline, so I'm perfectly on time.
Yeah. Where are you? Yeah, right.
The director
is
arrives
more
precisely when she means
cheerily-
to.
Exactly. So where are you in book 4?
Right at it. Hey, it's not the
Uh-huh.
deadline yet.
Uh-huh.
It's not the deadline.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. You
Mhm.
got a
A
week.
week.
like
Yeah.
like,
I have a week
I'm up to
minus 2
Faramir.
hours.
I've got like 3 hours left, so I'll make it. But
Yeah, we'll continue this argument in a week.
2 weeks.
hooray!
I
And
just
if you
want to
haven't-
watch the
if
movie.
you have given us money, but
man.
you haven't followed the Discord link, please follow the Discord link because now I feel bad that I have your money.
I don't.
If you haven't given us money, what the hell, man? Please
Give us money, man. Come on. Broken Justice XYZ, Patreon, money. Money, money, money.
You get to join in on the gift wars on Discord.
Yeah.
And
I
why
think
aren't you
people are
joining
just-
in when you have the link to join?
Because you keep
Right.
talking about the gift wars and they're very scared.
They should.
As they should be. Anybody, I go on the tab and it's like 70. And it's like,
Yeah,
I went away
and
for
you
20
fucking
minutes.
can't-
What happened?
Exactly that. All right.